everyone, I am Divij. A very warm welcome to everyone in our fifth episode of Rewired series, where you get to know amazing and shining stars who made a difference in the society by doing something extraordinary and thrilling. So, I would not keep you guys waiting, and let's meet our today's guest that is Rachel from Electronics and Communication Department of PYT. So, hi Rachel,
Hi Divij, how are you?
how are you? I'm great. What about you?
Great, great. Awesome.
So, what are you doing right now in COVID?
Nothing. In fact, actually, I was down with Corona. I just recovered a few days ago.
Oh, so I hope
Yes,
you're all right.
quite a shock. Yes, yes. I was asymptomatic, so it's all cool.
Okay, great. So let's come to our topic. So I would like to know what you are doing right now. So I'd like to tell my audience first of all that Rachel has won an online competition in online marketing. So could you please elaborate what you have did?
Yes, sure. So, I around a year ago, I started my journey of Google Online Marketing Challenge. So
Yeah.
this event was basically, student teams registered themselves in this event, and we had to clear a series of tests. And
Okay.
once that was done, and we had a professor registered from our college, we could go ahead and register our team. Then our team was matched with a non-profit organization from anywhere in the world. We were matched with an Australian non-profit organization, and we ran an online marketing campaign for them. We had a monthly budget of 10,000 US dollars, which was provided to us by Google Ad Grants.
Okay.
And we spent a month working on their campaign and drove great results. As a result of that, we were first given the top marketer honor. So my whole team received this honor. And in addition to that, all the teams which get a top marketer certificate are eligible for the Spotlight series.
Okay.
So then, after we got the top marketer, we were reviewed by a global panel of judges, which included people from all over the world, amazing people who are doing an amazing job in the field of online marketing. And then they selected two teams globally. One was from Yale and Columbia University, and the other was us. And that's what my journey was all about.
That's absolutely great. So could you elaborate more about your work? Like, is it digital marketing?
So, digital marketing includes a very wide arena. Online marketing is mostly just limited to the internet and using social media. So, what I did was online marketing because the thing that we worked with most was Google Ads campaigns. So, basically, these worked on Google search. So, normally, when you type up anything on Google and the ads are shown in the search results, those were the ads that we were working on. And we also worked a little on landing page experience. We worked with the non-profit organization's website, and we tried to make it more user friendly, to make sure that people actually stay on the website for a long time, and to target only the correct people onto the page. So this was basically what we did. Online marketing includes a lot about landing page improvement and about running ad campaigns and bringing people to your websites and trying to increase revenue online, using the internet. So I think that is something that I consider to be a key difference between digital marketing and online marketing.
Okay, I want to ask one point where you mentioned that uh, you like update ads. People see websites on the top in Google Ads. So is it search engine optimization that you do?
Search engine optimization doesn't have much to do with advertisements. So my
Okay.
website could have a very low ranking in search engine optimization, but if I'm running an ad, then that would mean I'm sort of paying Google to get my result on the top. So that's the difference between SEO. SEO is something that is automatic. I include a lot of keywords in my website so that when a person searches for that keyword, my website is shown at the top. It has nothing to do with giving a boost by investing money into it. On the other hand, an ad campaign is something my website could have that keyword written not even once on it, and I could still run the ad because I'm giving it a boost from my end. So that's the difference. So we did focus on search engine optimization because we wanted to make the website naturally good so that it didn't have to depend much on the ads. But again, the ads was something additional.
You mentioned you were using keywords. So I wanted to ask this question out of curiosity, that why people would pay you to do this when they could pay to Google AdSense to promote their ad. Why are you
So,
better than Google AdSense?
So just one thing to point out, in this program, we were not paid. This was something completely voluntary with an aim to, make an impact in the society to help out a non-profit organization reach its goals. But a lot of people who do digital marketing, see, the thing is, it's not just limited to finding the right set of keywords. That's not the only thing that an ad campaign is about. It's about understanding the user, and that is something which a software like AdSense cannot do. It's something that only a human can do. Online marketing includes everything from, first of all, outlining the marketing goals. You're running an ad campaign, but what do you want to get out of that ad campaign? For example, in our campaign, we wanted more donations. We wanted, so we were working with an animal rescue, with a deaf dog rescue. So we wanted more people to adopt those deaf dogs and some people to foster those deaf dogs, take them in for a while. So we wanted more form submissions, in a sense. We wanted more people to fill out forms on our website so that we can get in touch with them about that. So a marketing goal was just to get more people, but implementing that is a whole strategy. So online marketing is all this. It's not just sitting down and making the ad campaign. An ad campaign itself is a very complicated thing. You need to think about websites, you need to think about landing pages, and you need to think about how you're going to create the ad copy. What are you going to write in the ad? You have to be very clear about the call to actions. Fine, the user is
Hmm.
seeing your ad, but what should the user do next? So there's like hundreds and millions of things in this to take care of, and every ad campaign is unique. So I guess that's why you can say that digital marketers or online marketers deserve to be paid, and why a
Yeah.
software like AdSense cannot replace it.
Okay, great. So could you put some light on your journey? Like how did you start it? And
Yeah, so to be very honest, I still don't remember where the idea of OMC came into my mind and where I heard about it. But once I heard about it, I just wanted to make a team as quick as possible and get started. So Nilohit and Priya were my teammates. So I got in touch with them and we were very proactive to get registered for this. We got in touch with Vishal sir. He's our faculty in the ECA department and he was the professor under who we registered. After all the registrations were done and the tests were cleared, we got started with the campaign. We had our first kickoff session with the Australian non-profit organization. There was this lady named Vicky Law. She's one of the best and most professional people I've ever met. I've done a lot of freelancing work and I've done a lot of internships, and she's by far the best person, the best point of contact I've ever had. So we had a nice kickoff call with her. Of course, the time zone was a problem, but we decided on a perfect time, and then we started discussing their goals. But first of all, we just had a very long conversation about how much we all love dogs, and so yeah. So after that, we got started with what their goals were, and then we gave them lots of tips about their websites, and so that is kind of where it all started for me. I was excited about OMC, but the real excitement came when I first connected with them and I first understood the difference that they're trying to make and how their goal was like so different. I mean, there are so many animal rescues, but so little of them talking about deafness in dogs. It's a very interesting thing. Uh, Dogs are usually the dogs who have a very plain coat and no patches on them on their fur. They're usually more expensive, and in order to get those, in order to make those dogs be born, I mean, you can't really control what patch the dog is going to
yeah,
have unless you mate a merle with a merle. So, merle is a breed of a dog, and when two merles are mated together, their litter of puppies is always a plain coated one. But the problem is that there is a very high risk that the litter is going to contain a lot of deaf puppies. And despite this risk, just in an aim to make money, lots of dog breeders do not care about the deafness, and they just go ahead with the procedure anyway. So I really thought that this was something very different that, not a lot of people were talking about. And how, in a way, even though it was just ignorance, but it was also cruelty. So that's where the journey started. And so then, after we had their goals, we made an entire campaign, kind of a pre-campaign report, where we thought about all the things that we had to do. Now, the big problem with our non-profit organization's website was that they were getting a lot of users, no doubt. A lot of users were visiting their website. But the problem was they were not the correct kind of users. So let's say I was looking to buy a small puppy, but I'm not, capable of providing the need and the care that a deaf dog needs, right? I'm looking for a normal puppy, but even users like me were landing onto that website, which was wrong. So, we created an ad campaign which was very specific about what kind of users come to that website, whether they're actually looking to adopt a deafie. So that was what we were aiming for. Once our campaign started, the number of people visiting the website decreased, but the quality of people visiting the website increased, and that's what made the entire difference in our campaign, and that's what took it to where it is.
So basically, engagement boosted up your campaign.
Yes, actually, engagement was the result of our campaign.
Yeah. So basically, we can summarize it that love for dogs started your journey.
Yes, you can say that.
Great. So if suppose somebody like me wants to start it, and somebody who's watching the video want to start it, how will you guide them to like lay the first step?
So, one thing that I want to tell everyone about GOMC is that it's not a very difficult program, I would say. It's a fairly easy one, but it needs a lot of dedication. You really need to sit down and get in touch with all the technologies, and then you need to have a very committed team by your side, and you need to always have an open ear to listen to what the NPO has to say, and to really, get down to it and understand what they want to get out of the campaign. That's very important. As long as your goals are not clear, the campaign is worthless. So, to people who are looking forward to begin this, I would suggest that the tests are definitely something that you can clear. It's an eligibility criteria, so you do need to clear that. But the Google people have made a very nice website. They give you a very in-depth tutorial, and if you've done that nicely, you can clear the test in the first go. And once that is done, the matching with the non-profit organization takes 2 or 3 weeks, and after that you can get started as soon as you want. So nothing difficult as such. It just requires a lot of commitment, because you need to open your Google Ads dashboard every day and see which ad is performing well, which ad is not, and do a lot of testing on seeing which ads work and which don't. So yeah, definitely a lot of dedication. And but if you're focused, you can do it. Because for me, the thing that really stood out was that I learned how to work professionally with a client. And if that is something the people watching this video are looking for, then you should definitely go for it.
So once we start something new, like you did, we face a lot of challenges and difficulties. So how did you overcome them, and how will you suggest the viewers to overcome them?
See, for me, there were quite a few challenges. The first one was, of course, the time zone, getting in touch with the point of contact. And the second thing was that our campaign was to run in Australia. So we had to think about the Australian audiences. And quite honestly, we knew very little about them. So that was one challenge. We had to do double the amount of efforts in research that we would have otherwise done. And I guess one more challenge that we had was that the audience of our campaign was a very specific niche, animal lovers, but also those lovers who are willing to put in the effort, because adopting a deaf dog is not easy, and it requires a lot of constant support
Care.
from your end towards the
Yeah.
dog. Yeah, care. So that was these were a few challenges that came. And of course, managing everything with exams and all is a little difficult at times. But yeah.
So challenges come in everyone's life, but the most important thing is how you overcome it. If someone wants to get in touch with you, like they want to start the journey and get your mentorship, how would they do it?
I am always available in the
Yeah,
college, but unfortunately, the college is closed these days. So, people can reach out to me on LinkedIn. Those of you who are watching this, probably my peers, my friends who have my contact number, feel free to give me a call. I'm always available. And for the others, maybe we can put down the link to my LinkedIn profile below and they can get in touch with me there. I usually don't take more than an hour to respond to
so
them. So,
that was all from my side. Thank you so much, Rachel, for giving your time. And anything you want to tell our viewers, anything special?
um, I guess just one thing.
Yeah,
Uh, I have, in the past few months, ever since we became the winners of GOMC, I spent a lot of my time mentoring other teams, and all of them ask me what is the one big reason for, even participating in a program like OMC. I just want to make everyone known that OMC was one program that literally changed my life. I learned a lot of things over there, not just about working, not just about career, but about leading your life in general, about prioritizing things that matter and about making time for things that matter. OMC is a program that does not have any lucrative cash award. And despite that, I was very attracted to it and I gave it my 100%. And when you're putting in a lot of effort and you're not really getting any monetary outcome out of it, and still you put in your 100%, I think that is what really sets you apart. So
yeah.
it brings about a change in you that is free from all greed. So that is one thing that OMC really taught me, and that's why I would recommend all the people watching this video to definitely give it a try and participate. At most, you won't win, right? But the experience that you will get is truly valuable.
It was really nice talking to you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Same,
much
same
for
here,
your
Divij.
precious time.
Okay, bye bye.